You've been lied to. Those tourist hotspots you've been saving up to visit, the Eiffel Tower, Times Square, the Maldives, the ultra-wealthy wouldn't be caught dead there. Why? Because while the rest of the world is standing in line for selfies, the rich are sipping vintage wine in places you've never even heard of. In this video, we're exposing the tourist traps the rich avoid at all costs and revealing where they go instead. Watch until the end, and you'll never travel the same way again. Let's talk about Times Square. Over 365,000 people pass through it daily. Neon lights, street performers, overpriced food, and pickpockets. But guess who's not there? The millionaires who own the buildings around it. The rich avoid crowds like the plague because time is their most valuable currency and you don't waste it in line for a TikTok shot. Instead, they're dining in hidden rooftop lounges in Tribeca where there's no menu, no queue, and no chaos. The Maldives marketed as the ultimate rich escape. But here's the truth. The islands are now flooded with influencers, honeymooners, and tourist packages. Yes, it's beautiful. But the rich? They've moved on to private atolls in French Polynesia, where they own the island, not rent a bungalow. While you're sipping a welcome cocktail at a resort check-in, they're sipping 1964 Dom Perignon on a yacht that never docks. Exclusivity isn't just about money. It's about access. And the rich always have access to what no one else does. You've heard it before. Everyone should see the Eiffel Tower at least once. That's exactly the mindset the rich avoid. The wealthy don't chase experiences that everyone else is chasing. They don't want to see what's on brochures. They want what's off the grid. While tourists queue for a view of Paris from the top, the rich are sipping espresso in Chamonix, buying vintage art in Marseille, or sailing the Seine on a private boat with no name. They don't tick boxes. They rewrite the list. One thing the average tourist never considers: security. In places like Rome's Colosseum or Bangkok's floating markets, petty theft is rampant. The rich? They travel with private security, encrypted itineraries, and zero digital footprints. You'll never know where they're staying because their name isn't on the reservation. They don't stay at hotels. They rent out entire villas under holding companies. Their vacations aren't escapes. They're power moves. Subtle, untraceable, and unforgettable. So where do the rich actually go? St. Bart's. No paparazzi, no pretenders, just billionaires and beachfront silence. Laukala Island, Fiji, owned by a Red Bull billionaire. You don't book it, you get invited. Lofoten, Norway. Arctic luxury with no crowds and no Instagram filters, just raw nature, Michelin chefs, and $10,000 per week cabins. These are not locations. They're gates to other realities where wealth isn't flaunted, it's felt. And unless you know someone, you'll never get in. Here's a quick side note. The newest trend among the mega wealthy: invisible travel. They fly under aliases, charter jets that don't file public flight plans, and use concierge services that erase every trace of their presence. To them, luxury isn't about being seen. It's about not being found. So here's what you now know. The places you dream of going are often the ones the rich left behind a decade ago. Because true luxury isn't about price tags or popularity. It's about privacy, rarity, and time. If you want to travel like a millionaire, stop chasing the crowd. Start chasing the unseen. And maybe, just maybe, the world will open up in ways you never imagined.